Right, everybody, good morning, good morning. I hope you are all well. We are doing a morning markup session today. I haven't done one of these in the longest time with you guys, so I thought I would actually just jump onto the charts and show you how I mark up in the morning. Now, I always start my mornings super relaxed. I wake up and I do meditation, I do journaling. I've just got myself a nice cup of hot water and lemon. The lo-fi has been on, so it's definitely been a nice vibey and relaxed start to the morning, which is how I like to do my mornings before I start trading. So here we are, this is GBP JPY, we're on the 4-hour time frame, and this is a markup I did actually quite a long time ago. Now for those of you who don't know, I am actually more of a swing trader, so I do like to spend my mornings finding long-term setups, and this can actually be really quick exercise to do. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. For those of you who were in IM Academy, you will definitely recommend this. I am back in the day, what a time. But this is the strategy that I have used every single day since that time. And that was about 7 years ago. So, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a Fibonacci trader. So I like to use the Fibonacci to measure the movements in the market and identify points at which I can get in, points at which is likely to be resistance, and use that as my indicator for where price could go. So I marked this up 1, 2, 3, probably like a couple of months ago, and I've just been waiting. I was actually able to take some quite nice price action on this yesterday. This was a 15-minute entry, which was quite nice, and I wanted to just trail my stop loss. I was quite busy yesterday, so I just took my profits and was like, I'm done for the day. But price has actually come up and hit our entry point, which is really exciting. So we are now officially in. And now that we're in, I will sit and let this run until it hits either my stop loss or my take profit. I do not mess around with my long-term swing positions. If I'm more day trading, if I'm trading on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, then yes, I will micromanage those just a little bit more. But when it comes to my swing trades, I am in and then I do not look at them. Well, I kind of have to look at them because they're on my MT5. I won't really be messing around with them. I will just let them do what they need to do. And when they get to my key Fibonacci areas, that is when I will then move my stop loss into take profit and then start to trail slowly. So that's that for GBP/JPY. And for those of you that might think my charts are a hot mess, yes, absolutely, but this is the way that I work. Everyone's just got their own way of doing things, so I have absolutely no shame in my gorgeous little purple zones. 1, 2, 3. I don't really want to do much more with this. We're still technically within this range. This is GBP USD. We're seeing a lot of price action to the upside, and not necessarily much that I want to do with this right now. Okay, this is Euro GBP on the 4-hour time frame. I would like to actually see what this is doing. Oh, okay, we're in a purple zone here, which is great. That is gorgeous. So with this, we may continue to see price move to the downside, but right now, I won't be taking an entry on this. I'm just going to be waiting for the right moment. When I get my 5 and 13 cross, that's when I will then take that buy position. But right now, we're currently not seeing that, and I will take that on the 1-hour time frame. We did start to see, we've seen a little bit of rejection at this area, and technically price has broken through this most recent channel that's been created. So actually, we're likely to be seeing a little bit more movement to the downside. But Euro GBP, I've definitely got my eyes on. Had I set a pending order for this, because typically with my swing trades, I will set a pending order and then let this all be the stop loss, and then take it at least 1 to 2. So technically I would have already been stopped in and in about 50% of my drawdown. So sometimes, depending on how lazy I feel, I will set a buy limit, or I will just wait then for my actual manual entry confirmation. So now for Euro GBP, I just have to wait for that. So this I already have marked up, but this was kind of like a guesstimation. After doing this strategy for so many years, every single day, you kind of, you train your eye naturally to be able to identify potential points in the market that are the Fibonacci levels. Obviously you can't know exactly because you have to manually measure, and that will happen when the movement has finished, and then you've got rejection. So I started doing this markup just to remind me to come back to it another time. So here we are, now that we've seen that rejection, so now we can mark this up. What I'm not doing is just throwing the Fibonacci extension tool onto just any points of resistance. They have to actually hit certain levels for them to be valid. So if I just measure this point in the market now, you can see, yep, this did hit 382. So there we go. You got to train the eye like a dog to sniff out the money. So yeah, this is a really nice potential setup on GBP NZD. So really and truly what I would be waiting for is price to come down to my purple zone. I would set a pending order, stops just outside the purple zone, and then I would take this this to a 1 to 2, and that would be me. So then that would be around 50% of that original movement there. And there we go. That's ultimately what I would be waiting for. So just to be very clear with my strategy, this is it. The purple zones is it. There are so many other factors though, because that doesn't mean that you can't then take multiple plays on the way down. I really do like to play with the movement that's in the markets, just because first of all, trading is fun, and I do like collecting as much data as possible. So at multiple points on this way down, if I believe that the market is likely to come to this area, why wouldn't I try and ride this wave as well? So I will look for selling opportunities underneath the 800, okay? I don't want to be trading within this zone here, really. Let's say if price actually comes outside of our 50, which is the aqua, then I would actually start taking some more shorter term plays on the shorter time frame, on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm actually going to write that down because GBP/NZD is looking super tasty. So this is GBP AUD. This markup was done in June, and we've been waiting. I haven't actually taken very many plays on this just because we were very much trading into resistance. But now that we are above the 800 on the 4 hour, we've tested this now 3 times, this range right here. And actually we could be looking at being entered in super soon. I do already have this sell limit set. I really do love setting limit orders. They are great. They just really help on maximizing profit. Let's take it down to the 1 hour and see where we're at. We're still seeing a lot of rejection off of this ceiling. So if we get stopped in, let's see. If we don't get stopped in and we start to see price dip to the downside, I might take a manual entry on that. But then that means I have a smaller stop loss and then potentially to win more profit. So we will just wait and see. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Euro USD. This is the 4 hour time frame, and we've got some really gorgeous movement happening here. I don't want to take any position. I'm not going to take any sell entries until we're underneath this area here. So really and truly, we're just going to let her wait out and do what she needs to do until we come underneath the aqua on the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, we're trading really in between the lines, really into resistance. I don't intend on taking anything right now, especially nothing on that. So we're just going to wait at least for price to come out underneath this area. If we can get underneath the grey on the 1 hour, that's when I'd be more interested in taking some sell entries. So that's what we'd be looking at here. We're looking at quite a few, catching some nice pips there on Euro USD. I do love Euro USD. She's such a beautiful currency pair, and is the most frequently traded currency pair of all of them. So it has a lot of market volatility. So trading all the way down here to get price down to this area, and then trading all the way back up again. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous, but there's nothing I really want to do there. Also, I'm aware we've got USD CAD marked up. So let's take a look at this. This was done quite a few months ago as well. But she's actually hit our purple zone, which I didn't realize because I didn't set an alert. So, and we're underneath on the 1 hour. So we're looking at now entries for selling. I want to take it down to the 5 minute time frame and see what's possible. Okay, nothing for immediate entry, but this is looking really, really nice. Okay. Sell entry confirmation. Just. But she's there, she is great. We got a nice DeLorean right here. So this is now actually what I'll be taking. So I'm gonna set this short position right now. And I'm actually gonna keep it quite wide just in case we're looking at 12, let's say maybe 15 pips. Now I do like to try and catch momentum. I don't like to be hanging out in drawdown, but really and truly, we're looking at a really nice stretch of profit if we're lucky enough to take it all the way down back to origin. So let's just see what that would be. If we took that all the way back down, we're looking at, what's that? A 1 to 32 R to R, which is nuts. So yeah, we would be looking at a 1 to 32 R to R if we're lucky enough to get that, okay? Now, in an ideal scenario, I would like to maybe move our stops to above the aqua on the 1 hour, but that does then reduce our R to R massively to a 1 to 19, which is a very big difference to 1 to 32. So if I can keep it as tight as possible and still only risk 0.5%, that's going to be a really, really nice bit of movement that we can catch. So I'm going to take that right now. So yep, that is it from me for today. I hope you have enjoyed this trading session with me. I hope you found it interesting and helpful somewhat. If you'd like me to do more videos like this, please do let me know. Everything that I have learned, came from IM Academy back in the day. And I'm always so grateful to the educators that taught me everything that I know. and I've continued to trade this way every single day for the last 6-7 years. So this really is my favorite way of turning up to the charts. I've literally only been here for half an hour, so I will just do this. This is my trading routine. So I just do this. I let the trades play out how they're going to play out, and I will check them throughout the day. But really and truly, this is my trading window: 7:30 till 8, or 8 till 8:30, or 9. You know, that's all I do. And it's worked really well for me so far. So I hope you have enjoyed the session. Do hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on socials, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Listen to it all. Mirror, mirror, the reflection of the law.